A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Ilakya from third year, the coordinator of Students Forum, LucAFama. Oftentimes, when things are uncertain, we find ourselves following a routine much more religiously than usual. Holding on to the rhythm of our lives is the same case with the business, where marketing is the set rhythm, the paradigm for and of an unusual time. Now, I would like to call upon our head of the department, Dr. Kavita Menon, to address the gathering and inaugurate the webinar. Please, ma'am.
A very warm good afternoon. A very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. On behalf of the Department of Accounting and Finance, I extend a very warm welcome to our resource person for the day, Mr. Jayabal. It's indeed an honor to have you with us, sir. He's an out-of-the-box thinker, a go-getter, and a strong believer of hard work and commitment. Today's session is the second one in the marketing webinar series, Domains of Marketing, a vital ingredient for business success. Mr. Jayabalan will talk about undigital marketing, marketing paradigms for uncertain times. We hope that you all have a great learning session. Jayabalan sir is an expert in this field. He is also very actively involved in entrepreneurship, employment, and skill development activities, and he is working on removing all the impediments. He has greatly contributed towards motivating young minds towards entrepreneurship. A very warm welcome to you, sir. We are indeed very happy to have you with us.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Moving on, I would like to call upon Naganandini, the Secretary of the Students Forum, LucAFama, to introduce the speaker.
As Speaker of the Day, Mr. R.K. Jayabalan is a versatile technology leader, socio-technopreneur, comes with over 25 years of industry prowess. He brought the best possible results to his business engagements and employees. He also started a techie work across different technologies, delivered complex enterprises, application to Fortune Global Enterprise. He also embarked on an entrepreneurial journey, founded an ERP services company, Ende Innovations Private Limited, delivered over 15 SAP implementations, and managed 20 plus Ramco SaaS ERP accounts in about 4 years. Also, he founded Consortree, a social enterprise registered under the Section 25 under the Companies Act 1956, involved in research, industry development, entrepreneurship, and livelihood towards empowering social inclusion for Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in India. Currently, Mr. Jayabalan is running D.D.G.D as a enabler digital transformation, providing stewardship in winning large digital transformation initiatives. Besides, he is a proponent of cluster computing and also plays a pivotal role in digital transformation. It is indeed our honor to have you among us, sir. The stage is all yours, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, kindly unmute your audio, sir.
Oh, sorry about that's yeah. So once again, good afternoon. My name is Jay Balan. thanks for D.G. Vaishnava. Thanks for professors of D.G. Vaishnava, Dr. Kavita Menon, and the professionals who have joined here, and the people of the college and the external domain. So one and all, it's a great pleasure joining with you today. First of all, before touching onto the subject, let me tell you what I am up to. I'm not a marketing professional, for your information, so I'm not going to bore you with the typical lessons that you have been already undergoing through online mode and others. So basically, I come from a kind of a professional background where running multiple things for you. Uh, yeah, as I was introduced, I have about 25 years of experience in the information technology domain, handle larger pursuits with, say, $2 billion worth of pursuits over a period of 20-25 years, work for larger Fortune 100 corporation, global 100 corporation, and so on. And that involves more of creating mindshare with the customers and making the bids work for them. And the success rate is roughly about 20-25%. So out of 2 billion, it's roughly about 500 million is what I have catalyzed winning for various organizations time to time. So this opportunity is a wonderful opportunity. It's where I can share some of my insights more as an audience rather than being a marketing professional, which means this is a kind of stage where I can set the imperatives for the marketers, not talking myself as marketing over as a end customer, what I would expect from a fellow marketer. So that is the point of view I would want to drive in this session. So while I'm introducing myself, also I've taken a route of entrepreneurship 10 years ago, and I've started off IT company as I was introduced, and I have also taken consulting engagements. Besides, I've also bid for multiple government projects with the central government and the state governments and the local bodies, more on the skill development, research, and technology improvisation, and so on. And last venture, I'm also working on the real estate industry of my passion and trying to create, better homes for people out of my passion, out of my own. It's a bootstrap initiative. And there are a couple of other things which I'm very passionate about from the day one, because people like us who are coming from down south, like cities like Madurai, where we have a tint of agriculture and kind of regional background, we always feel that the cities like ours, like tier 2, tier 3 cities, are not really developing in terms of industry development, in terms of infrastructure. So that has been always a lingering question: what I can do, what I can help for the region that I belong to. So with that passion, I started working on the industry development activities, because industry catalyzes more and more jobs, opportunities, entrepreneurship, and the better livelihood, also the inclusion for everyone, right? So that's what I've been really passionate about, and I've been working side by side on those areas. So when I started off as an entrepreneur, I also got an opportunity to represent the set of IT companies, operating from this region. So about 120, 130 companies. It was there. It was an association. So I was a industry leader, catalyzing change for their business problems, their livelihood, survival, and so on. On the go, I started working with the MSME industry. MSME industry in Tamil Nadu is roughly about 600 lakhs of organizations which are prevailing in the state. So we are working with the industries, and we are working with the MSME bodies to improvise them in multiple parameters, not only on the technology side, but also on the improvisation. So we help them with a lot of research, surveys, and articulated their problems to the government, and so on. And while doing this, the industry development that I am associated is more of a regional focus, with the only one single, idea that the southern part of the state has to grow, and slowly, the mandate is we want to go to the tier 2, tier 3 cities of the entire state. And as a social entrepreneur, this is again social entrepreneur is not something which is of charity in nature. We can really contribute to the world by different means. It's not only charity, but also provide knowledge, empower people, provide skills to the people. And many times, if you look at it, the industries are being developed in India by the business people, not by the government per se. So why it is so? Why it is not being done by the government? Why it is being catalyzed by the industries? Because we are a country where we have more skills and we develop our own businesses and we add more components to that and we grow ourselves. So in this process, government only facilitates more and more infrastructure and create a conducive environment and provide support, provide infrastructure to sustain and conduct the business. But being a social entrepreneur, what we have been doing is do more and more research for them and come up with more quantifiable results for them to articulate in a better sense so that we can attract more investments and get more government support. So, Consider is an organization which we founded 7 years ago, and we have done quite a lot of work, crossed multiple milestones, which you can Google yourself, Consider, and you will get to know what all we have been doing. So, last but not least, I'm also associated into the politics for last 6 years. It is an accident invited by my friends, but this is where I would also say politics is not something very different for people like us. It is also an opportunity to probably articulate what we have in mind as a good thing, bad thing, and probably catalyze social change. So this is a wonderful opportunity. As a probably I would say that's where I put my the marketing skills to use, where take the good things of the government that we're running and tell to the people that, see, what are the changes the government has catalyzed for you, why don't you give a opportunity. In the process, we got an opportunity to meet millions of people and articulate their problems, their opportunities. So this is I would only view this as a separate vertical as a part of the marketing journey, not just as a separate thing. So from the career point of view, politics is also another vertical. As I've been working on information technology, government, real estate, various verticals, politics from a marketing standpoint, from a campaigning standpoint, I would see as a separate vertical. But from a social change point of view, it is not just a career, but we are also trying to do good for the community and the country. I think it's a very long session. So, come to the topic of what is undigital marketing. So, see, we are pretty much sure what is digital marketing. We know it day in day out. We have been seeing in multiple channels, digital channels. Each one of us know what is digital marketing, what is SEO, what is Google AdSense. So we know about the technology quite well. So I don't want to touch upon it. But often, what happens is, it is not the digital technologies that matter, but what content we are probably taking to the people, what we are trying to say to the people is one thing. And also, we are not just a marketer, right? So end of the day, it is not marketing. It's a kind of representing a particular organization or a set of products. That's the role we are taking. So it is not about going and providing a kind of flashy pitch. It's about telling or representing a product and probably talk about the truth of the products and how it solves their problem, how it solves the problems of people or helps the people. So that's what is marketing all about. So digital is one of the channel. Digital marketing is one of the platform by which we conduct marketing. So it is not the only thing, right? So undigital is all about what customer preferences, how it changes time to time, especially in the the current times, the uncertain times where we have been locked down almost for about, say, 1.5 years now, and most of us are locked down in the home. Students are not going to the colleges or schools, and we all are continuously watching the classes, presentations or movies. So undigital is all about how we move from the platform, think the essence, think the product that we represent, think the ideas that we want to articulate. So that's what is all about undigital marketing. So here I just wanted to only talk about a few paradigms. I don't want to bore you close to the lunchtime. So first one is, say, when you take broadly, it is not just products, right? Some may be from the product background, some may be from the services background, like information technology. Some of the marketers from your side are the students who would probably catalyze some change, and you will have some idea, and you would want to take that idea to a wide set of people. So there are very different aspects you would want to kind of take it to the audience and talk about it. So how we want to probably perceive is what about the whole session today. So basically, any product, any services, any solutions has a focus and it has a set of audience in mind, right? So how do we sharpen the focus? That's the first part. You all might be knowing today we are locked down, we are ordering food, we are ordering items in the Amazon, Flipkart, and host of e-commerce portals. We are ordering food in Zomato, Swiggy, and various other portals. So what's happening? We are very impatient, right? We can't even wait for 30-40 minutes for a good to arrive to us, or a few days according to the the product definition. So the expectations as a customer today, it's growing. We are really becoming very impatient. So not only in terms of time, also in terms of quality, in terms of everything. So our expectations as a customer is growing day by day. So it's not only that yesterday we would have consumed some product from a particular brand. Say for instance, I would have bought a Maruti car, maybe some variant like Wagon R or something. And today I would go for Brezza, and tomorrow I would want to go for some other product from Maruti. So what happens every day? I even compare my own product, my own brand, right? So I would have been a customer of Maruti, but I still compare what is better today vis-a-vis what was yesterday. So as a customer, every day we are kind of upgrading our expectations. So the companies or marketers have to take that into account, and we have to continuously take into the journey and exceed the expectations. That's a very important paradigm. It is always there, but now it is more than ever before. Being locked on into the very different situation, the expectations are growing because we are becoming more and more of thinking beings, right? Earlier we would have been mobile, we would have really seen something else, but today we are very focused as a customer. So we know what to expect, and the expectations are growing. So this is the number one lesson the marketers have to keep in mind, and this is going to continue, because we are living in a world where people like you, the Gen Z who are 25 years plus, or from 18 to 25 years, people like you are excuse me, the students and other people. So you are net savvy, you are well informed, so you also continuously expect better user experience than ever before. And in the knowledge world, we all know what is fake, what is true. And if you need something, you are very particular. It's not only about the brand, but also about the features, also about the specifications. And if somebody want to probably knock off some of the features and try to provide you substandard product, are you ready to take? No, right? These days, we are very clear what we are expecting. We are probably even more focused on what the features or the specifications of a particular product, or the items of the solutions that we have ordered, or the kind of good that we have ordered. So we are very clear what we have expected. So we are not ready to settle into something lesser than that. So if we do not match the exact expectations, we are out. As a marketer, this is what we need to keep in mind. So always understand that people are very clear, their expectations are very, very clear. They don't compromise anything, and they know what our product, what is there as an alternative or competition. So always we have to be very clear, and you cannot sell substitutes. In a lighter vein, I would say, if you try to sell three-wheelers instead of four-wheeler, people take it. So that's the way you have to look at it, as a substitute. So normally people are very clear, so you have to be very focused in delivering that. And gone are the days we kind of take one product and go door to door and sell it to a particular customer, right? So today everything is open. Mostly, today in today's generation, most of us buy things from the online. So what happens? It is not one person, right? You also go and see the reviews of a particular product, the reviews of the service. You have multiple platforms to look at the kind of reviews. So your product is unlike before. It is not for one person, right? It's a segment. So probably various demographics. It may be age, it may be a culture, it may be a language, it may be the preferences, taste, and under each and every subvertical there are different segments. So you have to go to the micro segments or nano segments of the customers and probably see what the customers expect from there and fulfill their aspirations. If you don't really focus on the finer segments of customers, I think it's not going to excite them. So it's very important not just target a select target customers in mind or betas in mind. You have to look at the broad spectrum of the customer segments and focus on that. The second part is more about today. You know it very well. If you go and browse a set of products in the Amazon, you will have ample number of products that are coming in, and there are lots and lots of competing products. How do we perform as a marketer? So if you don't perform, we are perishing for sure. One negative comment out of 100 will probably make the buyer think. 10 negative comments out of 100 will probably break the whole product, right? So because today people are more and more cynical, negative. A lot of people, they just go and look at the negative reviews first and then go to the positive. And always they suspect if the positive is really positive or it is probably cooked up. So if you don't perform in the absolute terms, you are going to perish. So that's what is all about here. So probably you may have a hard selling brand, a better brand, but unless you make the volumes, unless you make the performance or sell multiple or hundreds of thousands of the products, people are not going to be convinced. So focus on brand, but at the same time look at the ways of improving the performance in a very shorter duration. You also see the mobile or gadgets. So they come with the differentiation every few weeks, right? So they come with some Bluetooth 5.0, then they come with 5.1, 5.2. So they continuously upgrade their product, upgrade their features, right? So only then the performance increases. So you have to be cognizant of the sales performance and make the course correction. Otherwise, your product would be only living in the warehouse. Know your customers. I don't have to talk about it. You know it, right? So being a marketer, how relevant it is, because again, as said, it is uncertain time and the decision patterns are totally different. The opportunities or substitutes or competing products. Look at the maze. Look at the whole ocean. So how do you carve out a niche in your customer and position your product, market your product? So that is something which is becoming very, very pivotal. Thanks to the technology, you have machine learning, you have artificial intelligence, but then unless you define what you want to know about your customer, okay, what is the kind of parameter, what's kind of demographic parameter which you want to probably focus on and improvise your product experience, that's defining whether you are going to perform or perish. There are a lot of emphasis on trust and ethical, and you would also argue if this is required for a commodity product. Yes, it's not required for a commodity product. Probably when you go to a wet market, or you're going to look at trust or ethical values on a tomato or a brinjal, probably not. But you would still expect the same from a seller, right? Probably a lady who's selling tomatoes and brinjal, probably you would see if that lady is, ethically driven, or is a character who's cheating. If she's cheating, would you go and buy it? No, right? So it starts even from that level and goes up to the very top level. There are a lot of products. Interestingly, I've seen it in the Amazon or in the e-commerce portals. Probably you would see a product name called bike, and somebody come with like. So those, the little differences or those impersonations, people normally they don't trust it. So if you want to become a long-term player, keep in mind, unless you win the trust and unless you are driven ethically, it's going to be very, very difficult. So being a marketer, your job is not just increasing the sales. Your job is to create a better impression of your product or services or solution and make the market to perceive it in a better manner on an ongoing basis. So if you do that, I think that is going to drive the momentum. The rest all will be taken up by your salespeople. Salespeople, they know how to create that Adi offer or Diwali offer or New Year offer. So that is something which salespeople do. Marketer and sales, you know the differences, right? So offers and promoting, the markets is something which comes later in the game. But as a brand, as a product, as a solution, the trust and ethical values, the company that represents should be totally cognizant of trust and ethical values to sustain in a long-term game. As we started discussing about it, right, how important the agility is. Many times, so even in the Zomato example that we spoke about, we order it and we keep checking, or tracking where the food is coming. So if they say 15 minutes, they have to deliver in 14 minutes. Otherwise, we are not happy, right? They will just go and say you are late by 3 minutes. So that's the way today the customers are. So they want things yesterday. They want things in a very fast manner, fast. They want it to be delivered much ahead of what you expected. So many times it also becomes very difficult as a marketer in promising. If you are over promising, excuse me, if you are over promising, you are going to fail. But if you are under promising, you are going to again fail it, right? So be careful when you are promising, but live up to the promises. So customer needs things in a faster manner. You have to be agile. Yeah, we all know Warren Buffett. Um, this is again articulated from a customer point of view. Okay, so price is what you pay, but value is what you get. So this is very aptly, summarily put it from a customer point of view. So what consumer wants, it's not just a discounted product, but they never want to discount the experience. So this is something which we have to keep in mind all the times. Okay, now coming back to the role of marketing versus sales. Sales probably it's a one-way communication, as you see in the right side. A seller will go to a particular customer, he will sell it, he will try to improvise experience, but he will go and sell it to a particular customer, he will articulate the goods and bad of a particular product. Marketer, we are not talking to one single person. Marketer is basically a brand ambassador. So if you are a marketer, you are going to talk from a company's point of view or product. So when I say you are going to talk, many times you may not speak to the customer, but you will catalyze the voice of a product. You will catalyze the voice of the solution that you are selling. So always have that inner dialogue, keep going and talk to various people, get their voice, get that as a feedback and improvise. That iteration, that cycle has to keep going. So only then, probably you deliver exciting experience. So unless you excite or delight customers, we don't have to say. The growth enablement as a marketer is a very, very different perspective than as a salesperson, right? So many times as we talk about what sales people do today, okay, that is also changing. The formal retail world is changing unless a product or solution is probably multi-million or costly product where it involves day-to-day interaction with the customer, then it's a different ballgame. But then again, for salespeople, you are the person who's going to empower. Salesperson is not going to talk from his own point of view. So he has to take things from you as a marketer, and he has to talk or he has to represent what has been outlined. So marketer's job is much more than a salesperson, much more than a company, because company or an organization represents everything to the marketers, and we marketers have to strategize, carve out a better messaging. So the growth enablement in today's world is more of marketing than sales, because sales, when it hits the sales, as we have spoken, there are multiple ways we can go and achieve things. Promotions, there are freebies, there are mass marketing where we can go and improvise, then the sales happens automatically. So think about your role, which is very, very important. So technology enables, yes, that's the crux of the whole topic today. We can do digital marketing, okay, but then technology is just a enabler. It only carries the message from you to the end customer, but the message goes from you, right? The technology doesn't create message on your behalf. It is being kind of medium which takes it to the end customer. So your role is to create a lasting impression about your product and services. So when you are working through different channels, different platforms, balance all the factors. Use technology, but balance all the factors. Be true and authentic, as we have spoken before, and true, representation of the end customer is very, very important things. So it's a very commonsensical aspect. So whatever technology means you're communicating, maybe through Insta or Facebook, first of all, the key message has to be very, very clear from your side. Then rest all taken care by the digital marketing. Now, I want to pass here. I want to stop, just going through the paradigms. The paradigms in uncertain times, yes, as I can sum up, one is going from the bottom. Agility, value is very important. You have to be cutthroat in the way you perform, otherwise you will perish. And you have to have a razor thin focus. These are the three broader areas that we spoke about for this topic. Now let me shift my focus onto the subverticals. I think the PPD is over, but let me talk through some of the other items. Okay. So many times you can also see, like today the complexity in terms of verticals. Okay, if you sell something B2C, your marketing job is very different, and you do a lot of opinion gathering. You take that to the analysis, go to the board, and then redefine the product and so on. But if you go to the banking and financial spectrum, again there is a different world, and the marketing there takes a very different conceptual view. Take the macroeconomy into consideration, take the regulatory and policy framework into consideration, and you have to give a cohesive experience. If you go for large deals, bids, it is basically a focus effort which is going for many months or sometimes even a couple of years or so. Interestingly, I can also give you a perspective of out of something from our political journey. Okay, so today, if you look at it, gone are the days where people go and probably paint on the walls and write slogans. Those days are gone. Today, the campaigns, the political campaigns, can also be viewed as a marketing. So for marketers, in a lighter vein, I would want to say that's another career you can look at it. But what it means, because there also people are very focused. They create the message, and they create the storyboard and take it to the end customers through digital channels. Today no election is being won without WhatsApp, without Insta, without Twitter. So Twitter is another different platform you all might be knowing, where things are really getting measured. Even very important perceptions are being trended, and it is being influenced to the end customers. So I would also say that even the politics is also turning as a business, and the marketing job is from the technology side, or the consultants. So the world is look at the far-reaching effect of the marketers like you. Okay, so you have a lot of opportunity, but what again and again comes is how you probably create a storyboard, how you get closer to the decision makers or influencer, and how you take it to them is what is going to define your success. I can take a few questions if you can put in the comment section or route it through your professors and probably we can go about it. Ma'am, do you want to moderate it? Is there any?
Sir?
Yes, ma'am. So I think we can take some questions if you have. Probably you can probably take comments
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
we can answer.
Now, moving on to the question and answer session. I request the students to raise their doubts and questions. Guys, you can type it out your questions in the comment section.
I think someone is typing. So while that's going on, probably some of the larger deals where I've worked on, I can reflect on it. There were some larger enterprise application deals that used to come from US and Europe market those days when I used to work for larger corporates. So we kind of write some abstract messages as soon as we saw that actually. Basically, it used to come in the form of RFPs or tenders. So the moment we saw those tenders, what we used to do is we just go through and create a one pager, try to take an abstract of it. And the first thing always we do is writing winning themes. What are the themes that, or what are the strategy we need to take it and we need to go to them, or we need to, that's more of a strategy aspect of, responding to the bid, where we tell them, okay, these are the points. Point number one, customer wants, so and so dollar. So we need to do that. And the particular deal involves so much of complexity. It affects so many number of users, so many number of business units, so many countries. So how do we address those complexities in a better manner? And always keep the customers in mind. It's not about creating a software solution for a particular customer. We always keep thinking about their customers in mind. That helps us to win it much easier and better manner with the better margins. Yeah. So any questions that have come?
Sir.
Kavita ma'am, probably you can also feel free.
Sir, there was one question. Pooja Mudra asked, with a massive shift in the promotion of products from a traditional method to a digital method, do you think advertising as a way of promotion will survive this new paradigm or rhythm?
These are the advertisements. Today the word advertisement. So look at the journey of the advertisement, where it has started and where it has gone today. Okay, gone are the days when advertisement was only in the print or in the mass media. But today you can just open your browser and you will see every corner you will have some advertisement. What does it mean? And how this is being crafted and how is being perceived by the end consumer. So we many a times when the advertisement comes, how do we respond? Okay, so that is the better metric. Okay, if we can respond in a particular way, or if you are getting impressed, then that's the best way of perceiving advertisement. So coming to your question, do you think advertising as a way of promotion will survive? Yes, it has to be, right? So without advertisement, how will it go? But the way it is being perceived is going to be different. The way you are going to syndicate or the way you are going to deliver the advertisements are going to differ. And you are seeing it, that's already it's a multi-channel. It's coming into each and every walks of your life. When you just open Facebook, there are a lot of sponsored content. Go to Insta, and Twitter has got a business Twitter. So everywhere you have advertisement. Without advertisements, I don't think any business survive. So this is not a new paradigm. This is a very important part of any business. Pooja, I think, does it answer your question? Yes, ma'am, you're about to ask something.
Yeah. So actually, I wanted to know, if a student wants to be an entrepreneur, what kind of marketing skills does he need to develop?
Okay. When the student
Is
want to
it
become,
inborn is what I want to know. Is it something inborn or can he develop those skills, studying courses or going for some training
yes,
session? Can he do that or it has to be, it's something which is inborn? He has to have a flair because I feel there are a lot of people, whatever you teach them, they can't do marketing. So I feel for me also it's the same thing. I don't think I can market anything. So what is your suggestion on this?
my humble opinion, ma'am, the marketing, what we learn as a formal course is only coming the later part of our life. We learn marketing from the day one, right? So when you are a kid, when you are a newborn, you know how to market yourself and attract things for you, right? If you are hungry, you cry. So that's the day the marketing starts. So if you have a pain, if you have a aspiration, or if you have a need, you will start, go to the target audience, maybe your family members, maybe your friends, and you will start asking them. And always think simple. As a very simple person, as you were a newborn, and you attracted something from your, the parents or family. The same thing happens with any business. So, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a newborn who's coming into the world of business, probably you know what you're expecting. So many times people fail because they don't know what they're expecting. Normally they go with some misfit products and probably they fail. So if they have a better idea of what they're expecting, I think the marketing starts from there. So it's all about thought clarity. But definitely, what you are teaching is going to sharpen their skills. It's going to really make it in a better sense. It's going to sharpen their skills. It will make it structured. It will make it more scientific and repeatable. So, marketing, if I would always want to think from a commonsensical point of view, what I expect or what a fellow consumer will expect.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Sir, Mahavir Jain has asked, Sir, how we can attract more consumer by digital method in social media?
Digital method, yes, that's the whole topic today, right? So we want to go undigital, which means digital is it's given. Just to answer you in a very simpler manner, Google has got its own digital marketing course. You can just go learn it, and now seeing the success of Google, everybody are trying to repeat that. Recently, the something which came in as Brave is another browser. Now they are also coming with their own ways of promoting products. So every platform comes with their own way of promoting their product. So if you want to attract a particular customer segment, see where they are. Are they in a particular browser-based experience? Are they using mobile phones? Are they using Facebook? So see, look at where your customers are and which digital domain, which digital platform they are seen often, and just go over there and create your own strategy around that. And many times, the visual is something hygiene. It's a basic thing. It has to be visual. If you put a text, nobody cares. So it has to be a visual message, a video message, and try to very crystal clearly communicate in a very short time span. Because when you are talking, at least if you are in-person marketing, you will be able to see their eyes and you will see what the person is thinking. But if you are onto a digital marketing, you have to really impersonate yourselves to be a customer and see how we can create the mind share.
Kritik KR has asked, Sir, what strategies can we use in rural areas to develop digital marketing?
Very interesting. So this is a very, very apt question. So what is rural? So I would want to ask you back, what is rural? Okay. If you look at India, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu is totally urbanized state. Okay. There's nothing called rural phenomena. Everywhere, every home, every nook and corner except some tribal area in the hills. Okay, you will see everybody are totally urbanized. They use gadgets as everyone are. And today, whatever technology trends, whatever new entertainment options, whatever the gaming that comes in New York or Washington or in Germany or in Japan or in China, we get the same thing in no time, right? Because we are well connected. So there's nothing called rural or urban. But there is one different aspect that you can look at. Rural is something, basically it's a geographical divide. If you want to ask geographical divide, see what your product is. If your product is dependent on the geographical divide, and it has a different approach or different strategy. But in general, as a marketer, at least in your generation, today people are probably urban. Everyone are urban, and everybody use digital technologies. So if you don't use digital technologies and reaching out to urban areas, then it's a different ballgame. But your question is more about digital and urban, right? Yeah. Next question.
Abhi has asked, Sir, can you give customer trend that is happening in our industry right now?
Okay, customer trend in our industry. Okay, so when you say, I assume your industry is electronics, because we are all youngsters, or you all are youngsters, so you want to understand the technology industry. The trend is more and more personalized, because there are a lot of technologies that are going. You yourself know the artificial intelligence, machine learning, getting more and more implied message or non-verbal cues that you cull out from their behavior. So you take it and you create insights based on that, and you create a product experience around that. So that's the trend which is happening in the industry, and that's what we have been talking today in the whole session. So it's these are the trends that we are seeing. So one, we saw how you can focus your based on your customers expectation, because the customers wants things immediately, faster. They want a exact match of your product. So those are things which have been highlighted today. So as a marketer, how you have to align yourself is the important question. So trend, basically, as a marketer, always there is only one trend. How do you help promoting more of your product and getting it?
Aishwarya has asked, Sir, how can we measure effectiveness of our advertisement?
Wonderful. So this question has got multiple dimensions. One is, in academic sense, how do you measure effectiveness? Definitely, you have a feedback mechanism. Many people, have their feedback collection, like they do a survey, they do collect feedback in terms of survey, or they create a poll, and they also come with the response forms as soon as you receive a product or service. So you are probably giving it back, or the click through is also another measure, right? So how your advertisement is appealing to. The advertisement is not appealing, then probably you will not click it through. So those are things which, in academic sense, kind of measures the effectiveness of advertisement. Beyond that, if you have a very clear message, if you have a very clear focus on the target customers, and if you articulate in a better terms, today you can see things are flying like anything, right? It goes viral. Suddenly, million of people, look at your advertisement, and it catches the momentum. So measuring it, it's basically in the digital channels. You will know. In a undigital channel also, you can go collect the feedback from the different channels. Like, you still have conventional channels, the dealers and distributors. So based on the inquiries, you can look at it. But in the digital channels, it's even more easier to measure the effectiveness of the advertisement. Yeah, the next one. Next question.
Vignesh Narayan has asked, is social media a reliable source to get information of what do customers prefer, or face-to-face door-to-door interaction is still preferable medium?
It depends on your product, actually. If you're having a mass product, and if you sell it through e-commerce, then e-commerce is the digital marketing is a very important, or social media marketing is a very important phenomenon. Even for a the product which goes door to door, there also it's very important you commit, you still impress people on a social media, and also have offline mechanism where you go and talk to people. Even today, people are providing handouts, brochures, or the papers to people. FM advertisements are there. There are a lot of ways still things are happening.
Gaurav asks us, how can we use email for marketing?
Gaurav, email marketing, yes. Let me be candid. Email marketing was a technique used 10 years ago. My question is, do you see all your mails every day? Okay. So email marketing is still there. There are a lot of tools available, but is it effective? It depends. Okay. For some important formal offerings, email is used as a platform to provide on-demand information. Basically, you cannot, if a formal inquiry comes in, you cannot respond it through informal channels. So to that extent, you still use email, but that's not marketing. That's only a collaboration or communication. But email marketing, I think it's almost dead. Okay. In the advent of social channels, email marketing is dead. In the advent of WhatsApp, even your analog calls are also dead, right? So today you can call to any region unless that particular region has barred your WhatsApp calling. Many people they use VoIP call only, right? So things are rapidly changing. Email marketing is slowly dying.
Akshay Kumar asks, how to identify the product to select and sell in digital marketing in a micro basis. That is the most complex process to be done in the beginning.
Okay, how to select and sell? Okay, identify the product to select and sell. So, do you want to probably identify product means you are trying to buy it? Sell in the digital marketing in the micro basis. So, you want to become a trader where you want to buy it and sell it using digital marketing methods. Yes, so this is something which is the layers of selling has been cut down in the e-commerce world. But if you want to just go to the different portals, not just e-commerce, there are a lot of consortium-based products. For example, if you go to the rural India, there are a lot of self-help groups. They create products, or heritage products, or agro-based products. There are a lot of products available in the market, and you can just go and pull that out. Many times, those people may not be savvy in selling those products through digital means. You can go and sell that using digital channels. So, how to select the product? First of all, it is again a ABCs of your marketing. So, try to understand what product you want to take it to market, and identify the customer segments and create the clear messaging. Look at those products available in the market and see which one is better, and if that product, if that the company wants to sell it through you, if that's the way you want to get in, then get into an agreement, then go and sell it. So it's a phased activity. You have to go one by one. So if I reread your question, how to identify the product to select, sell in digital marketing, I think I have answered your question.
The next
Yeah,
question,
Deepesh Jain, what? Yeah.
Deepesh Jain asks, what are the key areas where you can use keywords to optimize site ranking in digital advertising?
Everywhere. So that's more like a honeycomb, right? So the keywords, just go and define wherever it is, and suffice by blogging and the conventional way of approaching digital. Yes, you can do that. The keywords are the heart of the whole messaging, right, in the digital advertising.
Vedabnika asks, we have so many substitutes and competition for a single product. So can we sustain the relationship with customers?
Yes. Today we are. That's what is happening, right? So you may have so many products in the market, but there are products who are selling so many numbers, right? Even millions or thousands. Even you can see in the e-commerce in a very simpler manner. Suddenly, some products which are being launched by Xiaomi or your Samsung or Apple, you can see that immediately it's hitting the market. At the same time, there are thousands of thousands of products which are still not selling. So how can we sustain the relationship? This is basics, right? Again, understand what customer expects and try to provide value. The value is very important, right? So price it well, service is very important. All those basics are the hygiene.
Kailash Jain has asked, Sir, according to you, what is the most effective way of marketing and why?
Most effective way of marketing besides the platforms or channels, trying to understand what customer wants with respect to the product or solutions that you're trying to provide the customer centricity, and everything follows, right? Once you are clear what customer wants and benchmark your product, then everything follows, right? You create a very cohesive messaging and go and talk to the customer, articulate it better, and it sells.
Sanskar has asked, Sir, there are many ads which pop up while watching YouTube videos, which can make a customer annoyed. So, is digital marketing a very good option at all times rather than traditional ways?
Very true, very true. I don't disagree. So it is abused, it's overused, and that is the problem, right? So when you go to a digital means, suddenly the digital media has become overcrowded, and you see a lot of annoying things. So that is the death of the campaign, right? So you are watching a very interesting program, and even a better product, if that pops up, annoys you, you know it. But at the same time, the products that are hygiene, the products that are very essential for them, you don't really need any marketing. So how to create that initial impression and sustain it? Probably, I would also go out of this and give you some insights. Okay, so recently you would have seen that Neeraj Chopra's, the gold win, right? The Olympic. Okay, the gold medal. Suddenly, I saw the next day a lot of print ads were coming appreciating him. So this is one way of reflecting the gratitude, being a patriot or Indian winning it, and you acknowledge it. So a lot of companies started, putting his posture and kind of the medal and advertise that. So that kind of sends a very clear signal that which is aligning the vibes of people, vibes of the customers.
Naganandini has asked, What are the main things and main strategies we need to see before starting a business in social media?
Okay, social media business. So you want to do business in social media or leverage social media for your entrepreneurship. So these are two different things. So the main strategy is if you want to start a social media business. So when I say social media business, even starting a social channel and sell it through social channels, like some people are selling products through Facebook and so on. That is one, or that's more about leveraging the social channels. But if you want to really create a social media itself as a business, like the OTT or streaming platforms, and you want to sell it, that's a different different thing altogether. So if you want to promote a platform, that has got a very different. So you can look at it. There are a lot of products that comes as a free product or beta product. People use it, and you have to provide that value, even if it is free of cost. Probably you need to impress the customer, give more value to them, and slowly convert that as a paid product. And that's the way the social media products are being done. So today, if you look at the popular social media tools, it starts as a free offering, like take Facebook or Twitter or Insta. As a user, you and I are using it free of cost, but there are a lot of opportunities for them to make monetize that, right? So if you want to start a social media business, it's all about your business model. So how you want to take the particular product, what kind of customer you want to target, what is the value you are going to give to the customer, what is the the differentiation of your product. So then it goes, and you have to make it viral. You have to make it more and more adaptable, and you need to have more and more downloads. Then it automatically follows. Then you can go for a paid product or premium product and monetize that. Yeah, next question.
Razia has asked, do the cost involved in digital and undigital marketing same, or is there any difference in it, which would be a better option when compared to the cost involved?
Cost definitely differs between digital and digital. Okay, so when I digital, see the why digital is popular, digital is cheaper, right? So you can do more with the less, because today all of us are living in the digital world. All the times we are connected to the social media and digital technologies. So it's very easier for a marketers to create a mind share, and it is relatively cheaper when it goes for undigital or the traditional way of selling.
Karthik has asked, Sir, how can we start and sustain in an e-commerce community as we know the big companies such as Amazon, Flipkart and so on are ruling the e-commerce world? Is any way to be unique?
Okay, so probably read the journey of each of those, the e-commerce giants. So how Amazon started. Amazon was a, platform where, or Amazon was a company who was selling books. Okay, so slowly they got into a digital platform. Now they are into streaming business. They are into, retailing, where they are not. They are even streaming movies, and they are producing movies. So, and they are truly a multi national, very global company, right? So, and Flipkart started as a Desi company, but it's more of Walmart supported company today. So everyone has got their own journey, and today if they are at somewhere, they have really weathered all the storms and they have survived it.
Shreya says us, recently we have seen a trend of companies creating campaigns based purely off hype or meme value rather than the specifics of the product itself. Example, cred. Will this be more common in the near future?
Always see, even those days when the marketing was in a offline or in a infancy, or go 100 years back, right? So people normally used to wear very flashy colored dresses and dance it, and between the dance shows they kind of used to kind of flash the product. So that is what has transformed to today's way of memes or meme videos, etc. So all the times, it's all about how you grab your attention. If you don't create a hype or grabbing attention, how would you sell it? And I would even give you a very simplistic example, right? Most of you might be following Tamil. Okay, uh, Valapalam, right? So the banana is Valapalam. So every seller, especially somebody who's putting that in a basket or cart and selling it in the streets, have you ever seen how they are modulating their language? Somebody will say Valepalam, somebody will say Valepalam. So why do they modulate? Why do they go slightly odd and peculiar? That is because the next time when the person comes in, the voice reaches the households before even they're seen. So that is the earliest stages of the memes and hypes. If you don't hype it out, you differentiate yourself with the others. But hyping in the marketing is, or dragging the attention is different from faking the value. You cannot fake the value of the product. Okay, whatever you promise, it should deliver. But hype memes, these are all part of the game, right? It's just to drag the attention of people.
Vedambika says, Sir, as you told before, there are people who are still using brochures and pamphlets for advertising and promotion. So, how can we bring them to the digital world?
Why should you bring them to the digital world? They themselves have decided to be in the offline, printed promotion pamphlet. So think why they have to come to digital. So for example, you would be buying newspapers, right? So, and many times you will see the pamphlets or brochures which are inlets of your newspapers. Why is it so? Why don't they really go digital? First of all, the problem with the digital is, how do you target? That's a bigger game. So to exactly target and reaching is different thing. But if you, for the families and other thing that comes along with your newspaper, that has got a very clear target, which is a regional target, or particularly the newspaper agent who's selling in your area will come with those brochures. And if you look at those products, that are products available in the neighborhood. Okay. Normally the families or brooches, those brooches are not something belonging to New Delhi or Mumbai. Whatever, if you are living in Adambakam, your brooches are, relevant or related to the products available in the Adambakam. So if you classify it, that's the way it works. So you don't have to do it. And it is basically a conscious decision of a particular, marketer or a seller. That's why they have come to offline mode.
Naganandini has asked, is social media marketing better for B2C or B2B business?
All, both B2B and B2C. We are seeing, the Amazon's, Flipkart's for B2C, and a lot of B2B products. You have a lot of deal making sites and tools, even real estate where, a lot of things happen B2B, and the government portals or the banking portals are B2B. So today it's invariably the social media marketing is for both.
Do anyone else have any questions?
Okay, thanks all. Nandri, thanks for passionately listening it through, and it's a wonderful opportunity for listening to you today.
Now, I would like to call upon Naganandini, the Secretary of the Students' Forum, LucAFama, to give the vote of thanks on behalf of the entire department.
Thank you, Latya. So, good afternoon to one and all present here. It is indeed a privilege to present a vote of thanks on this occasion. I would like to start off with thanking our esteemed speaker, Mr. R.K. Jayabalan, who is a versatile technology leader, social technopreneur who comes with over 25 years of industry prowess, who spared some time from his busy schedule for providing us with intriguing details on the Undigital marketing. Your valuable insights will surely aid us in making apt decisions in Undigital marketing. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. S. Santosh Babu, and our secretary, Sri Ashok Kumar Mundra, who supported us in organizing this event. I would also like to thank our head of the department, Dr. Kavita Menon, and our faculties, Dr. Alimelu Satyavama, and our professors, Neha Karthikeyan ma'am, and also to all other faculties who were guiding us in organizing this event. Lastly, I would also like to thank all the attendees who participated in the session. Thank you everyone for being part of the session. Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Romba Nandri, sir. Romba Nandri.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
My face is not visible. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Hope to see you
Sure,
again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Someday we would love to meet you in person.
Definitely, ma'am. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you all.
So much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.